Come see me do stand-up comedy November 2nd at the Wilbur Theater in Boston. Wicked Pesa. November 3rd, I'm at the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City. Come see me. November 4th, the big time, baby. Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. November 9th through 11th, Governor's Comedy Club, Levittown, New York.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Some small companies think that leasing a postage meter is how businesses get postage for their letters and packages, but they don't realize there's a better way. Stamps.com. This episode of Mohr Stories brought to you by who? Stamps.com. Unlike a postage meter, Stamps.com has no hidden fees like a meter ink charge. You didn't even know that was in there, did you? Or a reset fee. No long-term contracts, no extra hardware to buy or lease. Stamps.com can save you up to 80% compared to a postage meter. Postage meters are for the birds. Plus, with Stamps.com, you can do more than you can do with a meter. Use your existing address books, send tracking information to recipients with the click of a button. The choice is clear. Stamps.com offers more features at a fraction of the cost, my friends. I use Stamps.com every day, all day. All day, every day. Use my last name Mohr for my special offer. It's a no-risk trial plus a $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale. You can use that for whatever you want, my friends. If you live in the Inland Empire, I know what you're doing. $55 of free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage. Type in Mohr, M-O-H-R. That's Stamps.com. Enter Mohr. Why don't you send me a letter with that Stamps.com thing on it? Help us out. Adam Carolla in the garage at Fake Mustache Studio. It's pretty elaborate, huh?
Sweet digs, yeah.
Your digs are super sweet. When I did your podcast, it looked like a hive of activity. It looked like bees going in and out of the honeycomb.
Yeah, and I'm the queen.
Queen bee's good, bro.
And I want to be the king.
I don't think there's any such thing as a king bee.
Shit. All
so
right.
You got Mangria. I saw the tap yesterday. I did Allison's podcast.
Yes.
And I go, what comes from here? What flows from this? It's
Yes.
a weird question, but one that needed to be asked because you assume it's going to be like a draft beer, and they go, that's Adam's Mangria.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I invented this thing about a year ago called Mangria, and I finally started bottling it and selling it. I hooked up with this guy in Sonoma, and most of the stuff I talk about, everyone laughs at. Because I realize I'm not taken seriously, but I love this stuff, and so does everyone else. And we sold like 5,000 bottles of it on my website, and people love it.
AdamCarolla.com, Carolla.
Yeah, get
you have
yourself
the
a little
most
Mangria.
double R, single L name in the history of names.
Just Carolla, but everyone spells it Corrolla.
Or Carr.
My dad, it's so funny. My dad, here's how tight my family is. My dad got, when my uncle Ralph died in Philadelphia, I got his Purple Heart and some other junk he got from World War II. And I was looking at his name tag, and his name tag says Ralph Carollo. And I said to my dad, your brother went by Carollo, and you went by Carolla? That's your brother. You went by two different last names? And he's like, I guess so. And I said, how come? And he went, I don't know. And I don't know. Like, when you talk about families and you're like, my brother punched me out and he called me a loser, still better than I don't know. Or like my brother fucked my old woman, my old lady, and now I'm never talking to him. Anything is better than I don't know. Like when it comes to a family, like when I said to my family
tree apathy.
Treapathy. Trapathy.
Trapathy stuff to beat.
I said to my parents once, I said to my mom, like one of the most devastating, I don't have a middle name. It's the most devastating
We'll
thing.
give you one here.
Oh, I made one up.
What was it?
I got one. It's on my license. I have to get it out of my car.
Oh, you really made one up?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us what it is?
Well, you have to see it, because when you see it, then you'll laugh hysterically.
Effin'? Is it Adam F. and Carolla?
Now, see, I wish you were with me at the DMV.
I'm your guy. I'm your DMV guy.
I said to my dad, I said, how come I don't have a middle name? And he did the same thing he did with Ralph. He went,
He had trapathy.
I don't know. And then he said, did you ask your mom? And then I asked my mom, and she went, I don't know. Did you talk to your dad?
Oh,
and I
my
thought,
God.
I don't know. See, people don't realize I don't know is much worse than any other form of abuse that you've received
Well, sure.
from your family.
It's an in-house bureaucracy.
Yes.
It's an in-house grinding to a halt, just passing the buck across the street to the legislative branch. I don't know. Go ask the executive branch. I don't know. And then you're just the citizen going, I just want a middle name.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I just want to be Adam Michael Carolla.
Do you get the thing where, like, your dad never watched you on SNL, but if he didn't watch you on SNL because he didn't give a shit, then that's bad. But if he didn't watch you on SNL because he was a struggling comedian and he always thought he reminded him of his shortcomings, then that's still bad.
But it makes sense.
But it's motivation.
It's a mail slot that I'm familiar with. Like
Right.
I understand. I know what you're saying.
Right.
I don't know is tough. And I think our dads are similar. We talked about it on your podcast, the general complete apathy in regards to children. Like
Well,
zero
everything
enthused, like
children,
never
yeah.
enthused.
No,
Like,
I know.
hey, look who's here. Like never. Just,
No, I know. It's
Just you're in my light. I'm reading and you're in my light.
It's
like,
so-
oh, I'm 8 and I need you to just pat me on the head and say I love you.
It's so weird because if you would have asked me about kids, I just would have went, oh, such a pain in the ass, a few years ago before I had kids, because everything to my parents was a pain in the ass. Like they were so put upon, like, could I get a ride over to Teddy Lewis's house? Oh, Mo, well, why? You're telling me today? Well, he only lives 4 miles from here. No, you have to give me advance notice. You can't just spring this stuff on us. And it's like, hey, I want to get a mini bike. And like everything was like,
But I think that
like
helped guys
humanity.
like you and I in suburbia because we wound up making our own mini bikes
Right.
that were not street legal. Where you start them with the lawnmower rope,
Yeah.
you put that knot in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were amazing. I had one with no brakes for about 4 years, and I remember riding into a little league game in the rain
Yeah.
and realizing I'd have to put both my feet down on the cement. I mean, I had to start.
You were
stop.
you were the Kelly Leak of
Yes.
Long Island.
Very nice.
Thank you.
But it's Jersey, but I'm still going to give you
Sorry.
Kelly Leak.
Thank you.
I dig it. But I remember realizing once, and it was on the way to Little League going, because I had the distance to break at about, 300 feet, because you just skid your feet. And then I realized in the rain,
Right.
this is non-applicable. So I just went, well, I have a helmet on. If I get in a crash, I get in a crash. But earlier you said old woman by accident instead of old lady, my old lady.
Yeah. Old
And
woman.
then I had to write it down because I'm like, why have we just eschewed old woman from our lexicon? Why is old lady okay?
Yeah.
An old woman. Like, this is my old one. I got to get back to my old woman.
People are confused, though. If you go, I got to get back to my old lady, a lot of people think you're talking about your mom and not your wife.
Maybe your listeners. I don't want you
You're
to put
probably
my
right.
listeners into the old lady, we don't know what that means, pool.
Yeah, you're right. I like old lady. You know what it was? It's good 70s biker talk.
Yeah, my lady.
Yeah.
My old lady.
My lady. Yeah.
It's also like medieval times.
Well, that's my lady.
My lady. You've been to medieval times?
Well, here's the whole thing. Like, I've never been in a situation where I've been enjoying some, like, I've never sat down and had like prime rib,
Yeah.
and then turned to the person next to me and went, "Yeah, this is good, but I'm really missing some tournament." Like I feel like there should be tournament. You know what I mean? Like I'm never happier than when I'm eating prime rib. Like I feel like I need tournament with other things.
Such
like
as?
oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Well, or just powdered milk. Like, what I'm saying is
Something you don't have to look down.
I'm never
ever.
eating a huge rack of something and gnawing at bones and eating potatoes. And, I'm never sitting down for prime rib. Like, if you ever go to Laurie's, where all the Rose Bowl players go, I never sit down there, dig into a huge piece of prime rib, eating mashed potatoes, and I wish I had some form of visual entertainment.
I wish the waitstaff was fencing.
Yeah, my feeling is I need tournament like in line at LAX. Mm-hmm. Like I need medieval times almost everywhere but the place I'm eating. As a matter of fact, I feel like I go to eat to almost get away from tournament. You know what I mean? Like, I need a break from watching people joust while I eat, and then we can go back to watching people joust.
I think you're missing a big Mangria opportunity.
Oh, if I can get Mangria into medieval times.
Payday. It's over. It's all over.
That had to be one of the toughest investment sells ever. Like, we need to buy, basically, it's going to have the footprint of a blimp hangar. And we're going to have to hire hundreds of extras. God knows what insurance is. You know what I mean? You open...
Horse insurance,
jousting insurance. I mean, if you open an accounting firm, Workman's Comp is through the fucking roof. Could you imagine? What was? Give us a description of what your employees are going to be doing.
Then we're going to serve alcohol.
Well, they're going to be an alcohol. They're going to be mounted on steeds, and they're going to be going at each other at about 30 miles an hour with lances. Yeah. And then there'll be some sword play, not every night. I mean, imagine the insurance guy going, that sword play? Not all. Some will be mace. Yeah. There'll be mace and sword play. Like them going, we don't even have a box on our insurance. I'm just going to write a huge number. But don't worry, it's going to be offset by $19.99 mutton.
So you've definitely never been then?
The best would be I've always wanted to go out.
It's incredible.
And it is.
Yeah, and I think you got it ass backwards.
I need to open my mind.
Because, you said that like a guy begging in Topanga Canyon. I need to open my mind. Okay, Manson. Hey, man.
I love
I need
brisket,
to open my mind.
But I don't feel like.
You sounded like Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey. I need to open my mind. Ball won the grace.
You're right. I'm going then.
Here's the deal. You got it bass backwards, and that is, it's a tournament, and while you're sitting there, they're nice enough to bring you prime rib to help. You might get hungry during said tournament. You don't go for the food, and they bring you a yard of mead. You go with your kids, and
this is now I feel like an ass because I don't go to medieval times. I just take out.
Yeah.
So I feel like an ass. So I've had them deliver, and then I've sent my nanny picks the stuff up, but I've never been inside.
This is an away game for you, so I want to see if they're going to throw the ball back. After that fucking home run you just blasted. There it is. There it is. Yeah, they were getting on him pretty hard in the upper deck. They're like, throw it back. Throw it back. You got to throw it back if you catch a home. I don't know if you guys know that out there. If the visiting team hits a home run, you better throw that ball back out of the field. But I got news for you. I ain't throwing that shit back.
No.
That's going right into my pocket. I'll tell the whole section, kiss my ass. I just got a Prince Fielder home run. I'm not throwing it back.
Well, they only do it certain places, right? Is it
places
San
where they're
Francisco?
passionate. No, it's pretty much
Boston?
everywhere.
I know, but it's not everywhere. The Diamondbacks don't do that, do they?
I think it really. This is where medieval times the mob mentality comes in. It's all you need is like 4 people within 20 rows to go, throw it back, and everybody else starts going, yeah, throw it back,
right?
Because medieval times, the whole thing is based. I didn't know we were going to talk about medieval times. Well, but I want to get Adam Carolla's Mangria
this is why
flowing at medieval times.
Then I would turn the corner. I'd actually go in instead of just wait for the guy to bring out
and
stuff
Mangria is a take on sangria. How is your Mangria different from your run-of-the-mill, like Beefsteak Charlie's sangria?
Tastes the same, but has 4 times the alcohol, basically.
Now we're talking,
got some
people.
Punch to it.
Yeah?
I bring an extra ball to stadiums to throw back. I walk around with those extra balls. Do you guys do that?
I will now.
Yeah. Even
I bring
if
one
I'm
of
in
the
a
squishy
luxury
ones.
box, I play it safe.
I bring a tenant like the squishy ball.
Yeah,
When you give
you just-
blood.
yeah.
You just got to squeeze that ball.
Yeah, you can shove it in your wallet, and then when it comes to throwing it back, you just do this move. You're like, yeah, hold on. I am. Let me just find it here. And next thing you know, you're just like that guy throwing the potato over the third baseman's head. And
Let me get my wallet out and take out that home run ball. I already
Right.
filed it away next to my Petco Key Club
throw that
card.
back. Mm-hmm.
What is the deal with I said, what's the deal every time? Come see me do stand-up comedy November 2nd at the Wilbur Theater in Boston. Wicked Pesa. November 3rd, I'm at the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City. Come see me. November 4th, the big time, baby. Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. November 9th through 11th, Governor's Comedy Club, Levittown, New York.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts. Oh, yeah!
Hey, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Galson.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us.
Some small companies think that leasing a postage meter is how businesses get postage for their letters and packages, but they don't realize there's a better way. Stamps.com. This episode of Mohr Stories brought to you by who? Stamps.com. Unlike a postage meter, Stamps.com has no hidden fees like a meter ink charge. You didn't even know that was in there, did you? Or a reset fee. No long-term contracts, no extra hardware to buy or lease. Stamps.com can save you up to 80% compared to a postage meter. Postage meters are for the birds. Plus, with Stamps.com, you can do more than you can do with a meter. Use your existing address books, send tracking information to recipients with the click of a button. The choice is clear. Stamps.com.
Something very, very wrong with us.
Hey, buddy. Oh,